Okay, now, LooksMaxing, as described by the internet gurus, is the process of leveling up certain things about your appearance as you would level up a video game character in order to, I guess, take advantage of things like pretty privilege and lookism. So, of course, since I live in South Korea, a country that is renowned for lookism and how looks are perceived, I was interested, so I decided to go on this mini LooksMaxing journey and see what I could optimize about myself, and I chose 3 specific things. Step 1 was to start with something simple, so I decided to start with my hair. I'd already figured out pretty early on that I look good. Well, I say good, but I look better in cornrows than I do in almost any other hairstyle I've tried before. So step 1 for me was to make sure that I always have a fresh set of cornrows in my head, on my head, play around with things like different patterns, different colors. But yeah, cornrows for me were it, and I was well on my way to my LooksMaxing journey, and I guess the ladies started coming in droves. But they didn't. Of course they didn't, because I was still busy with step 2. Now, the second thing I decided to do, which I admittedly started doing a long time ago, was to get my teeth fixed so I can have an awesome smile. Ka-ching! There we go. So I started an Invisalign journey quite a while back, and that was, for me, step 2 on my LooksMaxing journey. I'll put up some videos or progress photos over here, but ever since I finished Invisalign, this is how I talk now. I mean, I want to show off my smile as much as I can. But I'm super happy with how my Invisalign turned out, and that was step number 2, checked off on my LooksMaxing journey. And with Invisalign done, we had arrived at step number 3. This was by far the hardest step. This was getting my physique in check, which meant hitting the gym consistently, not giving up, making sure that I am in shape. And when I say in shape, I mean in shape. Now, don't get me wrong. A lot of people are not going to look like these fitness influencers that we see out here who look absolutely amazing, absolutely shredded. But I do believe wholeheartedly that every guy can get in the gym, optimize the way that they look, be healthier, fill out your clothes more. So I decided to start a fitness routine, and I mean, nah, it turned out great. It turned out really great. I mean, come on, look at me. Look at me, just look at me. I'm obviously not a fitness influencer, but I am super happy with how working out consistently has changed my physique. My goal was to fill out my clothes, and I'm certainly starting to do that. I'm starting to see, people noticing as well, which is, something I've never had before as, a guy who was just naturally skinny. I started off at maybe 60 something kilograms. I'm gonna put up the exact numbers here with some pictures for reference. You're gonna get to see what I was weighing and basically where I'm at now. My one tip though for guys who are going to start working on their physique in order to LooksMax is this: find a really good fitness program that works for you. Now that is key. It has to work for you, because if it doesn't, you're not going to stay consistent, and you're going to work out for a week and you're going to look in the mirror and see no difference, and then you're going to stop and you're going to say everyone who goes to the gym and builds a physique is on gear, because you're too lazy to find a routine that you can stick with. So it is really important, it is imperative that you find a fitness routine that works for you. That means one that you can fit into your schedule, one that you can do consistently, and again, one that is effective. None of these shock the muscle. You have to surprise the muscle and do different exercises every week. Progressive overload. If you were skinny like me, make sure that you eat in a calorie surplus so that you can gain weight while building muscle. Don't overdo it though, because you want to make sure that you maintain a balance between how much fat you're putting on and how much muscle you're putting on too, so that you can fill out your clothes while also getting stronger. So the question now is, did these 3 optimizations help? And the answer is yes, honestly they did. After I started on this little LooksMaxing journey, I did notice people starting to treat me slightly differently, especially after I started building my physique. It was kind of weird how, I've been in clubs in Korea before, and don't get me wrong, because of TikTok, things would always be popping off and going a certain way, but after I started building my physique, there was a subtle sort of shift in how you know, both guys and girls would interact with me, which again is weird, which is why I started doing this whole LooksMaxing thing, because I'm fascinated by this whole culture of lookism, and I want to see if an average Joe like me can optimize certain things about themselves in order to, I guess, take advantage of, you know, whatever the advantages of pretty privilege and lookism are. Now, it's still pretty cold in Korea, especially for me because I'm not used to this cold. So the next steps on the LooksMaxing journey are, as the weather warms up, we're gonna, you know, get the fashion on point. We're gonna make sure that we're wearing the right outfits. I say we, but, you know, everyone has a different frame, a different body. So if you wanna, you know, do LooksMaxing, making sure that you wear outfits that are one part of your unique style is gonna be really important, because research does show that people tend to treat you differently depending on how you're dressed, and especially in certain places, certain occasions, etc. But the next steps on this whole LooksMaxing experiment thing are going to be starting a skincare routine, making sure that the fashion is on point, and then we will take it from there, fellas, and we're gonna do an experiment. One of my most successful videos on this teeny tiny little YouTube channel is the one where I did a social experiment about using Tinder in Korea. As soon as summer hits and, you know, we can get the outfits on point and we can get some nice pictures, I'm gonna make a part 2 to using Tinder in Korea, and we're gonna see if, you know, optimizing the hair and the smile and the fashion, the looks, we're gonna see if any of that is going to result in more matches on Tinder, specifically in Korea. And I guess we'll take it from there. But for now, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment and let me know what else we should do on this LooksMaxing journey. Fellas, if you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up and maybe subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. I'm speaking super fast because I'm freezing. Okay, peace.